Hey, this is George. Welcome to the show. Just want to remind you that some of the things we talk about might jump into spoiler territory, so please read the show notes or check out bddsci-fi.com for a full list of potential spoilers. Thanks for listening, and without further ado, here are Kevin, Adam, and myself, the Busy Daddies Do Sci-Fi podcast. There's lotion there because I sculpt here at this desk, so that's why there's lotion.
Right by the computer?
Right by the computer, yeah.
You see how it's kind of got that skeezy look, though?
I don't see that at all. I think you see whatever you want to see about that bottle. That's a brand new bottle of Vaseline. It feels amazing, let me tell you.
So are we rolling?
We're rolling. So what about now? The case that you made for doing this intro was something like there needs to be an intro because that's just what you're used to. It's the standard convention.
Oh, I'm not used to anything because I don't really listen to these.
Okay,
but like,
right.
Well, there's usually something.
When
There's usually like a bam 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 bam.
The being the busy daddy science fiction.
Well, no matter what we do to start it, it's got to be more interesting than this.
Yeah. No, that's it.
All right, good. We got our intro.
Cool.
Bet it does.
Oh, what's up? Welcome to the Busy Daddies Do Sci-Fi podcast. I'm George.
I'm Kevin. Good evening. Good morning.
Morning. Yeah, I don't know. All right, we
We covered the same media
we did
within the window to get it on the same podcast.
Yeah. Did you start Diamond Age too, or?
No. I was going to let you start that.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's a little, just
So
like because you started. How many pages are you in?
About 20.
20.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guys, a couple episodes back, we made up a synopsis of Diamond Age. I don't know if you caught that or not.
It wasn't even really a synopsis. We were just riffing on the idea of having read it. You know.
Yeah. Well, in case any of you guys thought that's what the book was about, it wasn't. And now George is 20 pages into the actual book.
So I could tell you the whole thing.
I have it. You have that gift.
Yeah,
we both have that gift. I have it at home. It's ready to be cracked open. I've got the last 40-page sprint.
I'm really curious if you like it or not.
Because I finished the book.
I'm just really curious because you didn't love Snow Crash, right?
No, is it already?
No,
is it
nothing
Neal,
at all.
Funny guy, Stephenson?
It's nothing at all like Snow Crash. It's so opposite end of the spectrum. It's almost ridiculous. But it is like a Jane Austen novel so far, kinda, with a sci-fi tale. Like, just the format, the way it's kind of set up.
Does that mean there's going to be steam and punk in it?
Not steam and punk. I hate steampunk. I don't know what.
Because that's what is it like? You know, here's my corset, but I have a magical steam bicycle.
It's kind of
that only works with Miyazaki, man.
Steampunk. The thing about it is it's sort of replaced creativity for anything. It was like, let's just make it steampunk. You know, anything. Like, what's cooler than Superman? I don't know, steampunk Superman. What's cooler than the TARDIS? Let's make a steampunk TARDIS. R2-D2, here he is, steampunked. You know, like it's just sort of like what they do now. They just take it, make it. Not even what they do now. They've been doing it for a long time. They, the steampunkers.
Those hipsters. You know, hipsters.
Why does that?
It's a new thing in hipsterism right now. Reading books.
Yeah, it's coming back.
Is that why George is rocking his big fat mustache
No,
right
I'm
now?
not.
I really like the hand-muddled soda.
Yeah.
Seltzer.
Yeah, we're back on the charts here.
We're back on the charts, so yeah, Vic made a delivery. Damn.
We got several kinds of seltzer. If you follow our Instagram at BDD Sci-Fi, you'll see that we have access now to 3 different types of seltzer in our studio. We have a studio now, Kevin.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah. Couple of computers. Couple tubs of Vaseline lotion right next to the computers.
It's for sculpting.
Yeah.
Oh, my balls.
Yeah,
anyway,
sculpting my balls. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm only 20 pages in, so I'm liking it so far.
Is there a lead character?
Yeah.
And the name is normal, or it's not even
Her
funny?
name is Nell.
Nell.
Ah,
Have you ever Googled shit that Nell says?
no. What is?
Do you
Is
know
that
her-
like a?
is
Oh, the fucking
is it
Jodie Foster
Jodie
movie.
Foster.
Right.
Yeah.
With Liam Neeson.
Dude, we could do a full
and
Nell episode.
We could do a Nell episode
Yeah.
where we speak like Nell.
The next time we have nothing to talk about, we'll just do a Nell episode.
It'll probably be in about 5 minutes.
Okay. Guys, we're going to go Nell.
We're going full Nell.
Yeah.
Yeah. In this one. Oh, man. What was her deal? She was, like, retarded.
Some might say.
Right?
I thought she was like Appalachia trash. It gets discovered.
No, there was
And
something.
she's got like
I
a...
thought she was, like, mentally
Because
handicapped.
she can bring love to you without real words.
She's like swaying in the wind. She won an Academy
See the
Award.
why she
Yeah.
Happy did the heck
It just sounded like she had
Yeah.
marbles in her mouth the whole time. And wasn't there something with like her sister, like she was like it was like baby talk or something like that. It was there's some, I don't know. I haven't seen that movie since I was
You mean the reason she sounds
the
like
reason
it?
she sounded like that.
I
Like,
thought she was like isolated, but maybe, yeah.
I thought it was like she had a little
Yeah.
sister and that there was baby talk or something like that. But also retarded.
And it just reminds me of Helen Keller, man. Like I think she's just going to answer the iron.
Yeah. Man, that's rough.
It is?
It's
That's old school.
That's
dude.
rough, man. That's
You remember that batch of jokes?
She was a
Remember some of
fantastic.
those?
I remember the Helen Keller jokes.
Do
Sure,
you?
totally. Yeah.
Do you know Hair Lip and Wood Eye?
No.
No? I'm not doing
What
that
are we
here.
doing?
I'm
What are
not
we
doing
doing?
that here. I don't know what we're doing here.
I think you got to do that one now.
I can't.
Well,
I don't know. You got to scan the room. If there's anyone with a hair lip, you can't tell this joke.
does anybody
You
even
get
have a
punched
hair
in the
lip
face.
anymore?
I don't know. Listener, if you could let us know if you have a hair lip.
Well,
Hold
how
on.
many,
Guys,
how
if
many
you wanna-
people have
if you
we
wanna-
offended?
If you want to punch in
so
right now
far?
on our Twitter.
I said retarded twice and knew it was wrong both times I said it. 3 times. Let's see. People with hair lips, they're out now. They're not listening.
Well, you already said TARDIS. I mean, aren't you just happy
come
that
on.
some people's other car
That's
is a
so-
TARDIS?
That's so easy.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, I love that.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have one of those.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I have a TARDIS.
I always thought
in the
my
corner.
other car is your wife.
Have you seen my TARDIS?
Yeah.
I have a
That's
homemade.
George that's a cardboard box painted with blue
Balsa
paint.
wood, baby.
Is it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's man. It's a TARDIS. I have a one. I don't remember 1/16th scale TARDIS that I made when I was really, really drunk one time. About yeah.
Did you answer it? And think
I was
it
like,
a phone?
I started hearing the noise. I was like, I would hold it and try to say, "Doctor, just please come get me out of here."
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
And then you smashed it thinking it was a koozie. Smash. Yeah. Oh, TARDIS.
No, TARDIS. Will you never learn?
Yeah.
So who else can we offend?
Did you find out the director of Senn's name?
Oh yeah, Josh Feldman.
Because I kind of went through a thing.
Let's offend him.
Well,
Here's the thing about this movie. We watched the movie Senn, S-E-N-N.
yes.
Is
From
it
yet another dumpster you might dive, known as the Hulu science fiction section.
It's on Amazon Prime as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I don't know where I got it.
Is it unfair to judge?
Did you have
this
to pay for
movie?
it, or was it because you have a Prime account?
I have a Prime account, so
It's not premium.
Well, yeah.
Meaning you don't have to pay to see.
You don't have to
Senn.
pay to see Senn.
Yeah,
Though they are charging $9 to watch it on the website.
I saw.
Yeah.
Do they have a website?
That's balls. I gotta tell you.
I think that's how things are done.
That's not how this thing should be done.
Well, that's so. I looked at the website also.
Yeah.
But a little lead up here. I find Senn looking at Hulu, 2013 movie, and you've got post-industrial weirdo worker gets transported to another galaxy or some blip like this.
Yeah, that's the cusp of the world we're introduced to. Is it starts off pretty cool. You get aerial views of a world that starts off beautiful and slowly decays, becomes very industrial, then becomes rust-colored and overpolluted, and then you see the pieces of it falling apart, and then kind of them trying to scrape it back together, all with this businessman's narration talking about this planet Pume that we're looking at, and basically it being an asset, and we're going to sell it off, and the indigenous population
is that Pume from the pubic galaxy?
Pume. P-U-Y-M. P-U. No. P-Y-U-M. Pume.
Yeah. I started to... It's names like that make me feel the heavy, almost sit on your hand and jerk yourself off heavy-handedness
exactly
of the movie. But I really... the beginning, that's you're speaking about maybe less than a minute shot, and then we get into a factory. And what's cool, what's grabbed me at that point is I'm sitting there going, I got to let George know about this. We could be on to another lo-fi sci-fi from the realms of Upstream Color, Primer. I'm just starting to think Advantageous.
And this
got
is
something going on here.
This is the cusp of, I think, my problem with Senn. Because you could wipe away the fact that there's shitty acting, kind of wooden acting.
Totally
there's,
wooden. Like who was going? You know what? You've really written something great.
But like if you
boyfriend was that
if you were to wipe that away, if you were to like wipe that away and go, well, should we judge this movie on the basis of it being a feature film because of its low budget and that they were doing the best they could? The problem is this has been done so well with the same type of budget. It's been done so well, like with Beyond the Black Rainbow, Pi. I saw this described as a nano-budget movie.
Well, and I want to... Perhaps it... first of all, I had the humility to know that even though I would talk shit about this, that I couldn't have done this. I'm not in the realm.
Yeah.
I mean, if you and I are going to come up with a movie, maybe we could do this. We can do things. But I was like, maybe this is like something that's like the apex of really DIY stuff.
That's what I'm assuming.
And like on that, it's like laudable. Yeah. I mean, dude, it has arrived.
Yeah.
It's at Hulu, Amazon Prime. I don't know. Can I pay enough money to put an album to a record? I mean, a movie on Hulu?
Well, that's a really interesting point in that there's no committee that has to go like, yes, go make this. It's just this dude. I read a little bit about him, and I think that it makes a lot of sense. He's a graphic designer, so he knows composition. Like, he knows what looks good in like a still frame. Like, and there's some stuff in this movie where it's like, oh, that's a cool shot. You've got the guy and you see a giraffe behind him, and it's like, oh, that's a cool still frame. Yeah. But that doesn't mean he knows anything about storytelling, camera movement, like the actual technical aspects of filmmaking. And that's kind of where everything falls apart, because we go from that factory setting, and what I liked about it is that it's very real world. It's very, like, probably necessarily, like he's shooting it in a factory. This guy Senn is having visions. He feels like he's a little bit special, maybe. He's got his girlfriend and his friend. Special. Then this spaceship comes out of nowhere,
which I still thought was cool.
It was cool that zips him up. And the thing is, once it zips him up, him and his girlfriend, everything kind of stops. Like, the movie, nothing more really happens. There's some revelation about who these people are, what his role is, but...
An extraterrestrial represented by a human person
Who's probably
so
the
that-
standout in the movie.
In the inside of their ship, since they're going to travel light years, he's just got them placed in a forest. Through studying the human, he realizes what they would like during their journey. And so food is made available and all this stuff. The acting was poor.
It's bad.
And what is unfortunate is it kind of led me to keep watching it as if there was going to be some reveal about why these folks were so wooden. Maybe like some sort of conditioning, or if anyone who had gone through this, there's clearly a kind of oppressive, kind of big brother, kind of man on a poster kind of thing that's like keeping these guys in the factories, and they're making these things, that the objects that they can't recognize and don't see any use for, to go to other galaxies and stuff. And so I'm thinking maybe someone's that beat down and they're like a little hard with their words, but it was kind of heavy-handed.
No, it's just that bad. The
man,
writing is just that bad.
And so
where here's an example of like some of the brilliant dialogue when they are on the spaceship and they're confronted with this human form. It's a human form of an extra-dimensional being, and they ask him what his name is, and he says, "We," and kind of trails off. He goes, "We have no name." And then the girl goes, Did he say his name is We? And he's like, yeah. So they call him We from now on. Mm-hmm. Whereas it would have been actually kind of intelligent for him to just say, our name is We, or something like that, rather than like that ham-fisted sort of we have no. And she's like, did he say his name's We? Like, what? Just silly stuff like that. Like, really, really
then, like,
crappy
some kind
writing.
of extra love scenes that, like,
what was with the
so, I don't know,
weird
it was
fucking
so
porn
awkward
music sex scene?
Wife is watching it with me, and she goes, "This has got to be Australian or something." It's just coming to that like weird lens where you're like, "This isn't really American." That's how wooden it seemed, and in the extra, and there was kind of some really saturated kind of Vegas poolside kind of ambient texture beat music that would go through it, and then there was like a love scene to it, and it's like, it seemed like maybe it was supposed to be sincere, perhaps kind of an Eden thing going on, but
that's kind of where I got with it. Like,
and it was just like, yuck.
The Adam and Eve metaphor is
remember
like,
she runs her finger through his like weirdly hairy chest, and it's like a close up
through his gross chest hair. It's like this, and this is right after he's had that dream sequence involving the other versions of him. That all have disintegrated, and out of nowhere there's just like, hey, there's two flaccid penises and a naked chick. And it's like, what am I watching all of a sudden? There's a close up.
Someone stylized that flaccid penis. It looked like a
fucking beautifully
like a
rendered
croissant twist or something, man.
That was the most expensive shot in the entire movie.
Yeah, the guy's like, I don't get naked for a regular SAG rate. Oh man, no, especially if you're gonna touch this
don't
thing
worry,
and shape
dude,
it.
You're not gonna be really naked. We have crafted this flaccid penis.
We're just gonna curl it so it's not staring right at the fucking camera, man. Jesus, but leave her titties in it.
It was. Cool. I mean, that might be worth seeking out this movie alone, because this is a beautiful shot of just this curled over flaccid penis, and then all of a sudden some alien breasts, and really it couldn't end more flat and more pointless.
So there's this thing called the polychromenon, something which is multiple times, yes. Right? Break it down.
Yeah.
And he's getting visions of it, and the aliens are the stewards of it, and no humans really got past this threshold without dissolving, as we see. And it's clear he's the one. Yeah. There's no real tension, he's going to break in through. And he goes in, and he finds out some stuff about himself, and he's like, no, man, it's all love. Yeah. No, we're all connected. The polychron means we're connected, and so that was the spoiler.
Yeah, and that's basically it. And
then so it's what bothers me the most. It's some eco bullshit.
Yeah, you got that from it.
The website.
Oh,
Did you
okay.
read some
I didn't
of the...
read, no.
Yeah,
no.
and it's like,
see, that's even a
yay.
little bit more disappointing. Is that it's kind of
Yay.
like, yeah. Message.
Or just, I don't know. I mean, it was full. Yeah, anyways. You know, I thought we had one there.
I was kind of excited. I thought.
Well,
you
usually
said,
if after 9 I'm texting you a movie title, we're on to something. But it was...
your text said it's suckily intriguing. And I watched maybe the first half hour or so, and I was like, okay, well, this seems like it's just suckily. Next day, started to finish it, and I got to a point 20 minutes later, I skipped 15 minutes just to see if there was anything else. And then I was like, all right, let me go back and watch those 15 minutes, and there's nothing. There was just nothing. It was just I don't think this movie was charming enough to like forgive the crap that it got wrong. It's just really, really poor writing, with some cool visuals, but yeah, not altogether. And it sucks. What sucks is that like this can be done. Like this is not, this time. I don't know how much exactly this movie cost to make. But I mean, what was the budget on freaking Upstream Color? Like it was like $50,000.
I don't know.
Or something like that, and
it's just great. It made me like maybe this dude will make more. I don't know. I had a weird thing. I was at the gym today, and knowing we were going to talk about this movie, I stepped off the stationary bike I was riding, and I saw a dude who looked like the lead. And for a second, I kind of was like, "What would you do? Like if you were like, hey man, I saw a sucky movie you were in last night."
Hey.
Like it kind of made me feel like you, man. I think it took the sting out of all this.
Hey,
this morning we
Senn.
talked and we were like, oh, we got to save it. This thing. Yeah. Anyhow.
I saw you in Senn. Oh, did you?
Yeah. Was it my
Please.
penis
Please
debut?
don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
Please don't tell anybody I was in Senn. No, we don't see Senn's penis at any point. That girl, what's her name? Kara? Or Kana? Kana. Yeah.
Kana.
The language was just tweaked enough to try and be a little different. The design of the language was like Arabic meets Chinese, and she ends up, remember she gives him that like personality test that she got in the candy at the beginning to determine what his favorite animal is. So what the fuck? This movie sucks.
And dude, one of my favorite things, a cool detail is that the alien presence that takes them to the gates of the polygon was trying to get it right in two things. He appears as a man in like robes, like kind of samurai looking. And the first sounds out of his mouth, even though he's in a male form, is a female voice.
Yeah. And
that kind of scraped the edge of that kind of 2001 dimension bending stuff.
You could,
and then he hey, and he turns it into a male voice. He gets it right. And then there's one other subtle scene where that alien's like cooking in like a 50s housewife's robe. Yeah. I think maybe no pants on.
No pants.
And he's got a watermelon flaming
on a grill. On a charcoal grill.
Which I think was just kind of cool.
Yeah. And then those are the moments of like that are kind of charming in the movie. Not a lot of them are delivered by that character. But once you toss in like the whole journey of Senn and Kana, and now they're off to find his sisters.
I'm pretty sure this episode itself has ruined our numbers, which means we're not getting
anybody
next
says
week. Anyone who's listened to this far,
I hit a few cans.
Thank you.
I hit a few.
You hit a few cans? We're gonna make it.
Yeah, we're getting fucking seltzer. Okay.
Yeah. Are you gonna be cold?
Well, depends on
temperature outside.
Depends on the temperature outside, which is sweltering. We live in California.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Would you use hot fizzy
water? What?
Yeah.
It's still fizzy.
Put a tea bag in it.
Yeah. Make it hot fizzy tea.
Fucking stir it with hot penis.
It's fucking beautiful, man. It was so
that was European.
It was so
man.
lovingly
That was European.
rendered. It was so we couldn't tell.
Yeah,
we couldn't tell.
You
Couldn't tell because they
Yeah,
had tucked
yeah.
they had tucked the end so beautifully underneath it, so it almost looked like
yeah.
a knotted pretzel.
Well, no, yeah, that's right. It looked like a sack trick or something, man. What would the aliens do? They'd probably give a retired croissant.
All right, should we get started here, trying to save the life of this conduit? All right, hold on. His penis is facing the wrong way. Let's just do our classic lift and fold right over.
Fold, because that's tasteful.
Oh, it's staring right at me.
Yeah.
God, male nudity. Man, that used to be like a that was a hard line for a movie to take. Was like all of a sudden it's a lot more acceptable now. Like that was like HBO had a no male nudity policy.
But women can be nude?
Absolutely.
Can't they?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
they sure can.
Yeah.
They sure can, and
Yeah.
they will be.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they've been doing that for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Toplessness?
Toplessness, just exploiting the female form.
You better drink that water, man. Next thing
Just
you
trying
say
to gain
is gonna get you in trouble.
gain some points with the feminists here.
Yeah.
Because there's the only group we haven't offended so far, and
No. The Helen Keller thing.
that
stepped in
got
that
them
pie.
right. Damn.
Yeah.
No, because she's
she's
not a
also a
feminist
socialist.
symbol, right? Helen Keller is more of a.
Well, it's hard to see.
It's a symbol. Would that have been as funny if you said hard to say because she can't talk either?
Ask Nell. They should have had Nell in the Alien Presence.
No, we've had Jodie Foster in Alien movies before, and it didn't go well. Did you see Contact?
It is passed through the neural pathways, so I don't really have much retention.
Yeah, that was a.
Is that Matthew McConaughey too?
It was Matthew McConaughey, Jodie Foster,
man.
Tom Skerritt, and who wrote that? Was it Arthur C. Clarke or was it?
What was the sci-fi movie with the cocoons in the pool? Cocoon?
Cocoon. It's called
Cocoon.
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 Cocoon. Steve Guttenberg.
Yeah.
And Wilford Brimley. And who was that actress?
What was the alien presence in that?
The old people.
They were the aliens.
Yeah.
And
They
he
came
works
down.
there?
He was an oceanographer who found these cocoons in the water.
Is that movie good?
I pretty sure
I remember liking it as
it's
a kid,
a
but
love-
I watched it right
It's a love story and a sci-fi movie.
all in once.
All in one, man. Steve Guttenberg. He's doing it. Short Circuit. Is that sci-fi? I don't know. Johnny Five?
That's a robot movie. I don't know, man. I'm tired of that. I don't care what sci-fi.
You're tired of that? Oh well, yeah. No. I know what you mean. Yeah, it's an old tale. Is that sci-fi? But it's a legitimate question with some things. Like some things are just a robot movie. I don't know. I think it's sci-fi.
Probably is. It's a robot movie.
Yeah. Who gives a fuck? Right? Doesn't matter. No.
What else is going on there, George? Diamond Age. I'm
Diamond
finishing the
Age.
Bridge trilogy.
Oh
The
wow.
last 40 pages of All Tomorrow's Parties. Awesome. William Gibson is the man who makes me think I'm in a sci-fi book over and over again. My phone is just more sci-fi when I'm reading William Gibson.
That's
I
cool.
pass the homeless camps under the bridges and stuff, and I'm just there. What would the rules be? When do they start just deciding to make their own markets?
Yeah. I was
Just go work around, man, and which is what they're doing on the bridge.
I was driving past one of those homeless encampments that you get off the 5, and there's right before that club.
Yeah.
Get off the 5 and there's like a little artist set up there. And the guy's got like a fountain and everything. And I was driving with my friend Tim, and I was like, I look at that and I go, that's really romantic. That's really I really like that. They've probably decided, you know what, you take that spot. And Tim goes, I'm willing to bet there were a lot more knife fights involved in that than you think.
Weird sex, didn't he say?
And weird sex.
Knife fights and weird sex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
I don't know, man.
I don't either, man. I gotta plan a birthday party for Jack. He turns 4 in a month.
Where's Jack in the world of sci-fi right now? What's the most sci-fi thing Jack's doing?
Space Mountain.
Oh, yeah! That bell didn't get unrung.
Holy shit, that did not go well, man. I really think that was also the catalyst for...
Hyperspace Mountain, by the way.
Yeah.
Is that he started playing with matches almost directly after you got home, right?
He was smoking cigarettes by
the
2
time.
p.m. that day. Yeah.
That's right.
Smoking cigarettes.
By the smoking
Went by
section,
the
and he
smoking
asked someone
section,
for
and he
one.
asked someone for a cigarette.
Yeah.
So 2 p. He was smoking cigarettes, and then that night I went into his room to turn off the light, and there was a sheet turned into a rope going out his window. I don't know where he was.
Yeah.
He came back the next morning with lipstick smeared all over his collar.
Hyperspace Mountain.
I took my almost 4-year-old, who is a giant.
It sounds horrible when you put it like that.
Almost 4, yeah, it
Yeah.
does. You know what's even worse is that I've had people who
was
know
your yes
him.
man on that?
There was no yes man. You warned
wait.
me. No, you gave me
Actually,
every.
you directly ignored 2 channels
I did.
that should have been.
Yeah. I did not show him videos of it, and I did not check with my wife. But I was correct in assuming my wife didn't really care. She also she went on.
He smokes cigarettes now.
Well, that's come on, we got him the patch. He'll be fine. She went on Space Mountain when she was 5, and remembers it being amazing. Mm-hmm. So she's actually kind of surprised that Jack didn't think it was amazing. So Jack is almost 4. Take him on, and he's a giant, so he can get on all the big boy rides at Disneyland.
More than 40 inches.
Take him on Space Mountain. Now, Space Mountain, if you're not familiar, it is scary because it's pitch black most of the time.
It's
And
hyperspace now.
You can't. Yeah. So there's
Mountain?
Star Wars. Is it just hyperspace, or is it
Hyperspace Mountain.
Okay. So, you can't see anything. So we're getting on there, and they're showing little clips from Star Wars and stuff, and he's really, really excited. And then it starts, and everyone starts the joyful screaming of the roller coaster, and I can hear that my son is doing the crying at the top of his lungs, screaming. And now, we're in it, so there's nothing but to do. And there was a sustained cry afterwards, just that, sort of, I can't believe you did this to me kind of howl that follows you into the bathroom afterwards. And we ended up having a great day. We had a great, great day. But the next time I went to Disneyland, he didn't want to do anything. He didn't want to go on any of the rides.
I wasn't sure what you were going to pull on him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's...
So, that was a bad call on my behalf. And, what are you
me
gonna do?
and Boy, when he was 5, last Halloween, went on Ghost Galaxy, which is what Space Mountain turns into during their Halloween phase. And we both agreed that it might be kind of scary. But we said, you want to go for it? You give you the choice. I don't need to go on this ride. And he went, yeah. And we went on it. And it's imagine kind of like a skeletonized space helmet guide with flames chasing you through. So actually quite
That's
watered
fucking
down.
scary.
But it kind of chases you in these screens that they hang. And he got off that and was like, why does Disneyland think that they can show that to kids and scare them? And I was like, oh, shit, man.
Why does Disneyland? I love that.
But then, you know it's in there when he asks questions. How come the ghost would float with flames? And then, and you're like,
yeah.
okay.
So skeleton in a spacesuit?
No, it's a skeleton, but it kind of reminds me of isn't there skeletons in a space helmet? Kind of like we're seeing that dead astronauts.
Skeleton in a spacesuit is scary, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's 172 hours on the moon, man. Minus the 3 kids who are trying to find their way in a world because they can't do it unless young adult authors are helping them through it.
That's Silence in the Library and Forest of the Damned, Doctor Who 2-parter.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Cool.
really good, really good. Has to do with the largest library in the universe, and the books were have become inhabited by parasites, and these parasites invade the visitors' spacesuits, get inside them, eat their entire flesh. It's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is this new?
This is like 2011, I think.
Cool.
Yeah. Really good stuff. Really good stuff. Introduces the character River Song, which is yeah. My Doctor Who cred is, well, it's out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
People are talking about it.
your Doctor Who cred.
My Doctor Who cred's pretty well known.
I think it's when you're more intriguing when you're like when you know episodes of like other shows that aren't in the sci-fi comic assumptions.
I used to watch a lot of
Then I know,
television.
then I know that you really spent some time earning this, whatever that is.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
There's nerd is a different thing now than it used to be. You know, I got shoved in lockers because of the things I knew, and
Because of the things for unlawful comic
for
knowledge, you fuck.
unlawful knowledge of F Troop and the Dobie Gillis show and things that I should not have been privy to as a 13-year-old. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. That and those
That and
boys
of
out in
course,
the woods.
you know, being an arrogant prick. You know,
All wrapped up in one.
all wrapped up in one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just like the love story and just like Cocoon, love story sci-fi tale, all wrapped up in one.
Isn't it?
Brought it back, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it though?
We are about 40 pages from the end of The Hobbit. Me and the boy have been reading that for about a month. You know, about 10 pages a night. It's been a great ride.
Man,
But
how big is that
memories
book?
of it. It's 262 or 292 or something.
okay,
like
so
that.
yeah, it's not that big.
It's the biggest thing we've worked through. But it's pretty awesome, man.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
Is Smog dead yet, or
Don't spoil this, George.
yeah? Well, Smog fucking dies, guys.
Yeah, man. Bard just put a black arrow
Bard
through
just
a soft
all
spot.
right, cool.
Mhm.
So you're
right
then-
to the croissant.
That's Smog's croissant, man. That's some
Yeah.
CGI right there.
right there.
Peter Jackson had it
Aw.
lovingly rendered too, I
Yeah.
believe, in the Hobbit movies. It was just this huge
Is
dragon.
the Hobbit movie like
Dong.
play-by-play?
No, it's 3 movies.
A Hobbit movie is 3 movies?
Yeah. No, you know what he did is he harvested all the peripheral stuff, the Silmarillion and the Tolkien indexes, and he, like, Bard is like a character with probably like 30 minutes of screen time in the movie, you know, whereas he's kind of just offhandedly mentioned, right, in the book. Like,
It dawned on Bard that if the dwarves were likely dead and so was Smaug, there's a bunch of treasure. And I don't remember, but I'm assuming there's about to be a conflict over possession. But
we still got the
shall
battle
see.
of the. You still got the battle of the 5 armies coming, right?
God, I hope not. There's 40 pages left. What the hell's they
You
gonna
should,
do?
yeah.
No, I think Peter Jackson's making shit up.
No, dude, that happens in The Hobbit.
Is Peter Jackson on sci-fi?
Is he not?
Has
Or
he done
has he
sci-fi?
done sci-fi? Ooh, good question. Shit.
No.
No, that was Guillermo del Toro. Did The Relic. I don't think so. Horror, mostly. Like, back in the day.
No, that's a quick.
But, and then obviously fantasy. I mean, you know, King Kong. I mean, you could...
What is King Kong?
King Kong?
King Kong?
It's a sequel to Cocoon. It's a Cocoon. It's an African Isle.
It's-
Cocoon.
yeah.
King Kong.
Cocoon.
King Kong.
Out of Africa.
Steve
Cocoon.
Guttenduck. Kung.
Yes.
No. That's good stuff.
Whew.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
All right, we killing this?
I don't know. We better.
Yeah, we better.
Yeah, all right.
All right.
Good night, nurse.
Take care. Did you say good night, nurse?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
No, it's all right. Think about it.
All right. Thanks for listening. You can subscribe to Busy Daddies Do Sci-Fi on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you listen to podcasts. If you listen, please take the time to rate and review. Reviews keep us on the charts, and that way people can find us. You can follow us at BDD Sci-Fi on Twitter and Instagram, or if you want to learn more about the Busy Daddies, check out bddsci-fi.com. Thanks for listening, and see you every other Wednesday.